Hello people! Welcome to the TTP YouTube channel. A wealthy buyer has been revealed for Richard Gere's house in Pound Ridge, New York. According to the New York Post, Ryan Murphy is confirmed to be the buyer of the Pretty Woman star's home. The property was reportedly sold for $24,150,000 in May 2022. The original asking price of the 57-acre estate in Westchester County had been $28 million. If you want more of this content, TTP member, subscribe to the TTP YouTube channel and hit the notification bell. Despite the decline in real estate value, Gere still made a hefty profit on the property from 1986. In colonial style, Gere designed a compound in his residence, stables, guest houses, and pool house. Gino Real Estate represented the seller and the purchaser. They declined to comment. An Emmy and Tony Award winner, Murphy has created TV shows like Glee, Nipper Tuck, and The Politician, as well as a series on the assassination of Gianni Versace, and his films include Eat, Pray, Love. The 12,000 square foot 11-floor colonial mansion is rooted by a 3-story estate. The detailed amenities of this estate include a library, a sunroom, a breakfast room, a chef's country kitchen, and a formal living room with a floor-to-ceiling fireplace, along with an expansive deck that overlooks the private lake with its sandy beach and aisle to row out to. The property also has guest houses, stables, and hills for horseback riding, as well as a soccer field, a pool, and a pool house. The main estate includes nearly 50 acres of protected land, nestled within 4,300 acres of natural beauty. The property is a peaceful, playful refuge that is home to all types of natural beauty, from woodland trails and a private lake to rolling hills for horseback riding. It is just 50 miles from Manhattan. The main house is 11,658 square feet. It has 8 bedrooms and 11 bathrooms. Near Manhattan, you can find 4,300 acres worth of preserved land with a private lake, grassy hills, and a sandy beach along with an island to walk out to. The upscale area of Georgetown is home to other A-list celebrities like Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, John Krasinski, and Matt Damon. Gere bought his first parcel of land back in 1986, 50 miles from New York City. The plot is buffered by protected land and has a private feel thanks to its proximity to New York City. Another example of how Hollywood is moving east, Murphy's horse farm purchased near the town of Bedford, New York, shows the sort of wealth that this area is going to bring in. Recently, Matt Damon, as we reported exclusively, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, and Emily Blunt and John Krasinski also made the move to the area. Gere, who starred in American Gigolo, has now bought Paul Simon's estate for $10.8 million. Gere previously paid just over $16 million for the same property in 2002. Gere made it to New Canaan, Connecticut, where he is now the new owner of Paul Simon's and Eddie Brickell's 32-acre estate for only $10.8 million last month, according to The Real Deal. Murphy has created and produced a roster of hits on TV, including Glee, American Horror Story, and American Crime Story. He's won 6 Emmys throughout the years and is said to have the largest deal in TV history with Netflix. Ryan Patrick Murphy is best known for creating shows such as popular Nipper Tuck, Glee, American Horror Story, Scream Queens, American Crime Story, and Pose. He has also co-created 911 and 911 Lone Star. He was also an executive producer on The Politician and Ratched in 2019. Murphy has also directed the 2006 film adaptation of Augustin Barrow's memoir, Running with Scissors, the 2010 film adaptation of Elizabeth Gilbert's memoir, Eat, Pray, Love, the 2014 film adaptation of Larry Kramer's play, The Normal Heart, and the 2020 film adaptation of the musical The Prom. Murphy has received 6 Primetime Emmy Awards, a Tony Award, and 2 Grammy nominations. He has been cited as the most powerful man in modern television and is noted for having created a shift in inclusive storytelling that brought marginalized characters to the masses. Murphy was born in 1965 in Indianapolis, where he was raised in a Catholic family. His ancestry includes Irish and Danish. He attended Catholic school through 8th grade and graduated from high school with honors. Murphy has described his mother as a beauty queen who left it all to stay at home and take care of her 2 sons, as well as a working mom who also wrote 5 books. His father also worked in the newspaper industry before retiring after 30 years. After coming out as gay, Murphy saw his first therapist, who found nothing wrong with him other than being too precautious for his own good. While doing a 2012 interview on Inside the Actors Studio, Murphy claimed that he was secretly dating a lot of football players in high school. He also performed in a choir as a child, which would later inform his work on Glee. Murphy went to Indiana University Bloomington and majored in journalism. He was a member of the St. Hoosiers. He did an internship at the Washington Post alongside Kara Swisher, who was a reporter there at the time. Murphy was placed to cover fashion that was then published over in their section. Murphy's writing began as a journalist for the Miami Herald, Los Angeles Times, New York Daily News, the Knoxville News Sentinel, and Entertainment Weekly. He started to work on screenplays in the late 1990s. Steven Spielberg bought Murphy's screenplay, Why Can't I Be Audrey Hepburn, in 1997. Murphy began his career on television with a teen comedy series Popular, which he co-created with Gina Matthews. The comedy aired in 1999 on the WB and ran for 2 seasons until 2001. During that time, his production company, Ryan Murphy Productions, signed a deal with Warner's. Murphy would then create the FX drama series Nip or Tuck, which premiered in 2003. After 6 seasons, the show concluded in 2010. In 2006, Murphy wrote the screenplay for and directed the feature film Running with Scissors. From a memoir by Augustine Burroughs, the movie version starred Annette Bening, Alec Baldwin, and Brian Cox, and as young Burroughs, Joseph Cross. On May 19, 2009, Murphy's musical comedy drama series Glee premiered on Fox. He co-created the series with Brad Falchuk and Ian Brennan. Early on in its 6-season run, it was hailed by critics for its relatable storylines and emotional depth. It ended in 2015 after an emotional 6th season. Glee is a television show created by Ryan Murphy, who won his first Emmy in directing the pilot episode. The series concluded in June 2015. There were 4 executive producers on the Glee project, which premiered on Oxygen in June of 2011. The show featured a group of contestants vying for the prize of a 7-episode arc on Glee, with someone being eliminated each week until the winner is chosen in the final episode. In 2010, Murphy directed Julia Roberts in an adaptation of Elizabeth Gilbert's memoir, Eat, Pray, Love. The film was a box office success but a critical failure. There were harsh reviews criticizing its pacing and lack of credibility. To date, the film has grossed $204,482,125 worldwide. Murphy and Falchuk created the anthology series American Horror Story, which premiered on FX on October 5, 2011. Most of the same cast have played different characters in different settings every subsequent season. Ali Adler and Murphy co-created the half-hour comedy, The New Normal, on NBC, with the main characters named David and Brian, named for Ryan. The series was based on Murphy's own experiences having a child via surrogate and was ultimately not renewed after 1 season. Murphy directed the 2014 Broadway planned adaptation of Larry Kramer's The Normal Heart, starring Mark Ruffalo, Bobby Coleman, Robert Smith, Alec Baldwin, Jonathan Groff, Matt Bummer, and Jim Parsons. Murphy then collaborated with the Normal Heart producer Jason Blum to produce a meta-sequel to the cult classic horror film, The Town That Dreaded Sundown. In 2015, Murphy, Falchuk, and Brennan co-created the comedy horror series Scream Queens. The show was cancelled after 2 seasons. The next project from Murphy, the drama anthology series Feud, premiered on FX in 2017. The first season focused on a rivalry between Bette Davis and Joan Crawford on the set of their 1962 film, Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. In 2018, Murphy co-created the police procedural drama 911 and served as its director, writer, and executive producer. Stephen Cannells had been a research assistant for Dustin Lance Black before their Master of Fine Arts at UCLA. Murphy and Falchuk launched a new series with him. The story followed an African-American teen made homeless due to being gay and who moved to New York with dreams of going to dance school. He became adopted by house mother and was joined by Our Lady J and Janet Mock, who helped write the episode. The series launched on FX on June 3, 2018. On July 12, 2019, it was announced that the show had been renewed for a second season. The show boasts the largest cast of transgender actors in a scripted network series with over 50 trans characters. In a May 2018 interview leading up to the premiere post, Murphy announced he would donate all of his profits to charitable organizations working with the LGBTQ+ community. The announcement included tweets to charities including Sylvia Rivera Law Project, Transgender Legal Defense and Education Fund, and Callan Lord Community Health Center. In 2018, Netflix signed Murphy for an estimated $300 million development deal over 5 years. This is how much even the biggest celebrities are now looking for. In 2019, The Politician was released on Netflix and received generally positive reviews. The series was nominated for 2 Golden Globe Awards and renewed for a second season due to be released in 2020. Murphy then co-created a spin-off title of 911, Lone Star, which premiered on Fox in January 2020. In 2020, Hollywood released a period miniseries that received mixed reviews. Murphy contributed as a creator, writer, and director for the drama series. In honor of the 50th anniversary of the first LGBTQ Pride Parade in June 2020, Queerty named him among the 50 heroes leading the nation towards equality, acceptance, and dignity for all people. Murphy has been honored with the Award of Inspiration from AMFAR. He was given this award in October 2015 due to his contributions to television and film work, as well as his efforts in fighting AIDS. In 2017, Ryan Murphy launched the HALF initiative to make Hollywood more inclusive by creating equal opportunities for women and minorities behind the camera. Less than a year since launching, Ryan Murphy Television's director slate hired 60% female directors, and 90% met its diversity requirement. In addition, the initiative launched a HALF Director Mentorship Program in which every director on every Ryan Murphy Television production mentors emerging women and minority directors through pre-production and post-production, as well as offering a paid stipend for their commitment. Filmmaker Kristen Fairweather, who was one of the first recipients of a HALF award, described her experience in an interview with Screen Comments' Rudy Cicero. Murphy has also created and produced various unsuccessful television pilots. The WB sitcom pilot Saint Sass, starring Delta Burke and Heather Matarazzo, was not picked up in 2008. In 2008, Murphy wrote and directed the FX pilot Pretty or Handsome, which was also not picked up by April 2013. By September 2014, HBO had opted not to proceed with production of Murphy's sexuality drama Open. However, 2 years later, HBO announced they would order a series of the project on October 5, 2015. In 2014, Murphy had film projects in development that included political comedy Dirty Tricks, musical comedy One Hit Wonders, and the sequel to The Normal Heart. He attended Catholic school until 8th grade and later graduated from Warren Central High School in Indianapolis. Murphy grew up in a Catholic household but is done with the church, having left it. However, he still occasionally goes to church. He serves on the National Advisory Board of Young Storytellers. He once owned a house designed by renowned mid-century modern architect Carl Maston. In an interview about his show Pose, which is set in 1987, during the height of the initial AIDS crisis and takes place in Manhattan, Murphy spoke about his worry about contracting HIV at college. Murphy was on a limited number of dates with other students and was regularly tested for his sexual health status. Murphy and David Miller married in July 2012, have 3 sons under the age of 10, and have a combined year-plus worth of successful surrogacy stories. His mother, J. Andy Murphy, served in the newspaper industry. His father was a circulation director, and his brother is one of his 4 siblings. He graduated from Warren Central High School and went on to study journalism at Indiana University Bloomington, where he could also be found in a vocal ensemble. In 1990, he began working on screenwriting, but it wasn't until 1999 that his first screenplay was released. Called popular, it starred Sarah Jessica Parker, and it only ran for 2 seasons on TV. It was 2003 when he created Nip or Tuck, which brought the hit television show an Emmy nomination the following year. A few years later, in 2009, he got into directing with Glee, which became an instant hit thanks to its co-creators Ian Brennan and Brad Falchuk, who returned the favor by directing another hit social media show, American Horror Story, in 2011. In 2015, he won the award for Inspiration from Amfar, the Foundation for AIDS Research. In 2018, Murphy signed a 5-year, $300 million deal with Netflix, offering him full creative control over all of their projects, minus certain stipulations like being allowed to have no more than 4 productions per year, as his long-term workload is already quite heavy. That's it for this video, TTP member. Remember to subscribe to our channel, and if you feel like we have delivered value, please share this video with one person. That's right, just one person, as a token of your appreciation for the hard work we put into making content that educates and helps you on your mission of building your own fortune. Remember, you can watch video after video, but it isn't until you actually take action that you will start to see results. See you soon.